Dr. Tony Harras is this year's recipient of the BUZ Volunteer Leadership Award. Growing up, life wasn't always easy for Harras and his siblings, as his parents tried to make a go of it on the Canadian prairie after immigrating from Ukraine. Harras learned at an early age that helping others makes the world around you a better place. It was a simple rule that Harras has carried throughout his life.
I grew up on a marginal farm in northeast Saskatchewan, and we really didn't have a lot in terms of material wealth. When you are a member of an ethnocultural group, to a large extent, everything in that ethnocultural group is a result of volunteers. Volunteers stepping up and doing things. So there are a lot of role models within my community where people spend virtually all their lives basically volunteering. Many of the immigrants, certainly after World War II, were people who fought for the independence of Ukraine, and as a result, losing that battle and then having to flee with the shirts on their backs and landing in places like the United States, Canada, and Western Europe. A lot of these people were extremely passionate about what they were believed in, and as a result, they did an extraordinary amount of work supporting the community. So these were kind of role models that were within the community in which, I was exposed to.
His parents encouraged Harras and his siblings to attend university. He entered USask as part of the Royal Canadian Air Force's officer training plan. But his days at university as an engineering student were tough.
Being an engineering student, you ended up taking typically 40 hours a week of classes and lab work. So the amount of time that you had to participate in social activities and sports was kind of limited because although you spent 40 hours in class or in the lab, you ended up having to spend quite a bit of time doing classwork at home. The things, though, that I particularly remember and sort of maybe enjoy is the fact that you ended up working with a lot of your fellow students on class assignments, lab work, Friday night going to the Empire Hotel.
Harras's diligence as a student was noticed, and he won prestigious scholarships, including one sponsored by Sask Power. Little did he know that he would carve out a very successful career at Sask Power, retiring as vice president in 1997.
I ended up receiving the Engineering Institute of Canada award for the best engineer, third-year engineer. So this included not only the electrical engineers, but the civil, the chemical, and the mechanical engineering. This was the class of, the graduating class of 61.
While Harras reaped the benefits of his diligence, he always knew he wanted to lend his support to ensure others were protected and secured with a future in Canada. Harras's extensive efforts were noticed, especially with Ukrainian Canadians, and he received awards across Canada, including the Saskatchewan Jubilee Medal.
I think what you have to do is you have to think about why volunteering is important. I think my earlier years were quite significant in terms of how the rest of my life kind of unfolded.
I had the pleasure of speaking with him a few weeks ago to tell him about this award, and it turns out that classmates of his were responsible for the nomination. He has been active in his community in many ways over a number of years, and we're very proud to have him as a member of our Thorough family. Tony demonstrates a passion for engineering, an unwavering spirit of volunteerism, and is an exemplary leader. There are many, many other reasons that make him very deserving of this award, and we're very proud of all of his accomplishments. Warm congratulations, Dr. Harras, to you and your family, and again, a pleasure to speak with you.
Our USask alumni are making the world a better place, and together, we can be what the world needs. Congratulations, Tony Harras, on this remarkable achievement.